Hi there, this is Dr. Anna Maria, health herbalist and microbiologist here with basmati.com. My third attempt at recording on our herb of the week, Serviceberry, because both Milo and Finch decided to make lots and lots of noise for the first two. So take three. So Serviceberry, let's see, Juneberry is another name for this. Saskatoon is a pretty well-known name for Serviceberry. Shadberry, and lots of other common names for this plant. The botanical name is Amelanchier, and it's a hard one to say, Amelanchier. So say that 5 times fast. And there are many species found throughout almost all of North America, including way up into Canada. There's species in Asia and elsewhere in the world. And so this is a shrub or a small tree in the rose family. And as such, it has those characteristic 5-petaled blossoms. In the case of Serviceberry, those petals tend to be white to pink. And you may be thinking 5 petals for rose. And when you look at commercial roses, such as what you would get in the store, yeah, they have more than 5 petals, but they've been bred that way as ornamentals or for scent. But in the wild, most of the time, what you're going to see with anything in the rose family are 5-petaled flowers. It's one of the ways you can maybe guess that you're looking at something that's in the rose family. Now, this plant is not one you're going to see talked about in many modern herb books at this point, but it used to have heavy usage in North America in various cultures, various indigenous groups, and various parts of the plant were used medicinally. For instance, the bark used to be used right after birth to help the woman expel the placenta. And at the other end of the spectrum, the roots were actually used for miscarriage prevention. So here, one part of the plant was used to activate uterine contractions, and another part of the same plant seemed to be used to perhaps inhibit them. But again, you don't see many uses of the plant now beyond its fruit. And so this is one of the reasons Serviceberry is well known and loved now, is its fruits. And so they're small, about the size of small blueberries. And in fact, they kind of look like blueberries, dark purplish blue. And historically speaking, serviceberries were a very important food source for indigenous folks throughout North America, as well as elsewhere in the world. So they're really nutritious. Serviceberries have a lot of iron in them for a fruit, especially magnesium, calcium, very high in calcium, in fact, potassium, and copper. Serviceberries are also very high in polyphenols, and there are various categories of polyphenols or polyphenols. You might have heard of bioflavonoids or flavonoids and other pigments like anthocyanins. And so serviceberries, because of their purple color, are very rich in anthocyanins. And so these are antioxidant pigments, anti-inflammatory pigments. In fact, there's been a little bit of petri dish type research showing that serviceberries have antioxidant effects, and that's maybe not a big surprise. Pretty much any berry with a pigment has antioxidant effects, assuming that berry doesn't make you sick first. And so let's see, what else do I want to talk about? And so serviceberries also have quercetin in them, so you can maybe save a little money and grow your own serviceberries rather than buying expensive quercetin supplements. They also have various carotenes in them as well. So nutritional powerhouses. And though we don't hear much in modern times so much about medicinal use of serviceberries, really any berry that's going to be rich in pigments and as nutrition as serviceberry is going to have health benefits. And so, for instance, using dark berries for things like better eyesight, because those anthocyanins and other dark pigments are really good support for those very delicate blood vessels, those tiniest of capillaries that we have in our eyes, whose degeneration can lead to poor vision. We have tiny capillaries in other parts of the body, such as the kidneys, that these berries with their pigments likely benefit. And so I like dark berries in general for cardiovascular health, for strengthening and improving the integrity of the blood vessels. And that would be one thing I would perhaps try serviceberries for. And if, again, for things like vision, especially if you have things like poor night vision. Now, traditionally speaking, here in North America, the juice of these berries used to be used as a mild, safe laxative. And that juice was also used for stomach upset in children, and also to stimulate an appetite in children who aren't wanting to eat. And this was found in various parts. These uses were found in various parts of North America. The berries are ingestible, they're edible, whether they're raw or they're cooked. And some very popular ways to use the berries is fermenting them and making a berry wine. They're great dried. They're great as preserves or canned for the winter. Sauces and things like that. Pretty much anything that you would use other berries for, you can use serviceberries for. Now, going back to medicine, the juice of the berries was also used. The juice of the immature berries used to be used as eye drops in the Blackfoot culture, and also the boiled juice used to be used as ear drops for earaches as well. And again, you don't hear much about those uses anymore, but if you have an earache, give it a try. See what happens. And I think I will leave it at that. It's a very common shrub. Grows at sea level, grows at higher elevations, and so look around in your area and see if you can find some growing in the wild. And if not, it's an easy one to grow in the garden, so you can go buy it for yourself. And until next time, be well.